Alright, this is my 1988 Volvo 240 DL. I'm going to show you guys a custom exhaust that I built at Knox Motorsports. You can go to knoxmotorsports.us, find out more information.
This is a very, very good sounding exhaust. This is at idle.
I'm going to give you a nice little drive so you can kind of hear it going through the gears. These wheels are Volvo wheels, OEM wheels, the Dracos. That's what they're called. Normally they came on 740s. Beside it you will see my 245 or my 1986 240 GL. It's got the leather and the power with it's got Virgos on it. It's got a pretty much stock exhaust on it. I haven't got around to building the custom exhaust. The main reason this video is just to show you how you can get a little bit more performance and a good sounding exhaust. Instead of buying a prefab, you could have a nice exhaust system put on at Knox Motorsports. Alright, well, let's go for a drive. And by the way, before we head into the drive, I wanted to show you these nice Inconel chassis braces. I think it's something like 200,000 pounds per square inch of load it can take. These are the Hello 500s on the front. Also, these are actual CB. Brazilian CBs, glass headlamps. There are the E codes, and I actually had to do some modification to get these to fit and to modify it so it would use the US clear corners. Now I have some E codes for the 86 over here, not in yet, and they are DJ Auto, so I will see how those go. These, of course, are a little bit more expensive. These cost me a little over $400 for the set, but they were not direct drop ins. They were off trucks in Brazil. These Hello 500s right here, they're pretty nice. I've got the clear rock shields on them. This makes it really nice because I used to have the white covers, and the problem with them was I had to keep taking them on and off, and that was really, really annoying. But these are great. They protect your lights, and I can just turn them on and off when I want to, and blind the hell out of some people going down the road. And they're aimed down, and they're aimed properly, and they're all to code. They shut off when I hit the high beams, just like Virginia state law requires. So anyways, to the drive. Alright, here we go. Going for the nice little drive. You can hear the car. Hopefully this tripod won't vibrate too much while driving. The driveway is going to be a little bumpy here. See the difference with the lights on. Those are the Hello 500s. That's with them off. Here we go. have a nice little vacuum gauge here, nice old school way of getting your gas mileage, or at least trying to keep better miles per gallon, which I'm not doing right now. Kind of killing that. Trusty clock. This thing holds perfect time. For some reason, Volvo clocks are amazing. Show you those Hella 500s again. I really appreciate these on the back roads at night. Lifesavers. I'll show you how the normal stock drive would sound. The exhaust is a little loud, but it's not bad. It's not an ear-piercing bad. Unfortunately, in this particular car right now, the M46 that I have in it, which was put in, this originally had an automatic, and I've been battling with the overdrive in this for some time now, and eventually I'm going to pull it down and put the M47 in it, and if I don't like that, then I'll just end up going with the T5. So this exhaust is not great for when you're doing 70 miles per hour on the highway and in fourth gear. That's the only thing. But otherwise, this exhaust is awesome. It is a 2.5-inch custom downpipe. All the way back, it actually has a resonator plus a muffler on it and a catalytic converter to be all legal. Also has some quick fit connections for any reason I ever need to change it. But this is made out of aluminized steel. It should last a very, very long time. It's got a flex pipe in the part of the downpipe. Help last longer as well. I weld all these up personally. Never had a complaint or a customer come back with any leaks. They are all checked for leaks before they leave the shop, put back in the customer's hands. Every single customer that I've done since I started welding these up for them is still running the same exhaust. Save you a lot of money in the long run. All right, this is my 1986 Volvo 240 GL, and the body code on that's a 245, which is a station wagon. Grocery getter, mom mobile, whatever you want to call it, soccer mom mobile. I like it. Remember, this has got stock headlights in it, as I mentioned in my other video. So this is with the brights on. Right now it's just got the crappy US spec plastic vegetable oil-like headlamps. I have some E-codes to put in this, and they are all ready to go. I just hadn't done it yet. This is pretty much a stock exhaust, except for I cut the exhaust off and put on another pipe. it had some problems, had some trash inside of it, kind of rusted apart or whatnot, and so I put the other pipe on just to pass inspection. It has a resonator on it right now, which it's a little louder with, I guess. This car's got a 331 in it. It is a stock manual transmission car, unlike my 88 Volvo, the 244, which was swapped from the AW70 to the M46. Fifth gear works intermittently, I guess you call it. It's got issues, but every single M46 Volvo I've ever owned all had issues. Noisy fans, and the overdrive doesn't work half the time. When I put the M46 in my 88, it did work for about a year or two. It started having issues. I swapped it over to another one. It worked for a little bit longer. Even put expensive Redline Type F racing transmission fluid in it, which actually does great for the transmission, by the way. I thought it would help because it is made specifically for its automatic transmission fluid, and it's made for gripping, hooking up basically for drag racers. And I thought that it would work, and it did for a little bit with the overdrive system. But I think there's some issues in them. They're not electrical, they need to be rebuilt. This one will be rebuilt, and I've got the last transmission that they made, wasn't the J-type, I'm trying to think, P-type, I believe it was called. I bought that off of a guy out in Washington, rally racer. Can't think of him right now. John Lane, that's his name. Rally car driver. He drove a 262 with a V6 turbo, I believe. I'll turn around here in just a minute. Car so far. Bought it last year in March, I believe, 2012. Drove it to the mountains and whatnot. Done a pretty good job. These stock lights are horrible. I think the brights are like the regular driving, the regular low beams on my 88. And these are pretty good condition US spec lights too. It's just the US spec lights were horrible. For some reason somebody had a bright idea to make a horrible beam pattern in the US, and that's how they had to sell them. SAE. Well, the brakes seem to be working good. I guess it was just a brake fluid issue. I had a little bit of a brake failure, and the reason for this drive was to test that out. Put new brake fluid in it and see if driving this thing would turn the sensor off, and it did. Some dummy at one point in time put some solid rotors on this car, and this particular year was meant to have vented rotors. And so I guess they just bought new calipers and rotors for it, and they probably went to Advanced Auto or something, and they told them that they needed these cheap solid ones, and they went for the cheaper price, which is kind of sad. I don't go cheap on this car. The only cheap things are junkyard parts that are good condition. Eventually I'll be putting the custom exhaust on this like the 1988 Volvo. I'm going to do the same exact exhaust, and I'll be doing that at knoxmotorsports.us. And in that, when I put the new exhaust on this, I will do a video from start to finish. I'll show you the old exhaust on here. I will show you how we do not crush bend. Everything is custom done for maximum flow and horsepower. Like I said, I personally weld all of the exhaust systems that go through there if it is a custom job. Now if somebody brings just a prefab stock setup, sometimes I weld them, sometimes one of the other guys will weld them. But all the custom ones are done by myself and Lawrence Knox. You gotta love these old Volvos. You just can't beat them. When you're going to look to buy a Volvo, you normally don't ask what the mileage is on it. And of course, unless it's your first Volvo, and of course previous other cars you would have bought were probably mattered. Japanese car, getting close to 200,000, it's probably getting to the end of its life. Some people out there say that they last a long time, but you got to do a lot of things to keep those to last more than 200,000. Unfortunately, American cars, even though I do own a Ford, it's been a pretty good truck for me. They don't last much more than 150, 200,000 miles as well. I mean, pretty much all Japanese and American cars are kind of the same now. And even the new European cars, the new Volvos, they're not even up to par, really. I mean, it's kind of a shame the way that the Volvo's gone. Of course, switching from rear-wheel drive to front-wheel drive, that was a huge mistake. I applaud BMW for sticking to their rear-wheel drive on that. They're just horribly expensive cars, and of course, we all know that BMWs have electrical problems. The Volvos, you just can't beat the 240. I mean, it has like the record for the longest span of production vehicle, basically the same design. I mean, you're looking at 1975 to 1993, pretty much the same chassis. A few things changed here and there, but it was the same chassis. That's amazing. And I don't think any other car manufacturer has that record. The only other car that you could say lasted so long and was just as amazing would have been the Model T. I think those are the two vehicles that have lasted unchanged for those span of time. If they made a new Volvo 240 today, I would buy the new Volvo 240 because they're such amazing cars. Fortunately, the government gets involved. They probably would have crapped them up anyways. This car was made at a good point in time when the government was still kind of, I guess we had a little bit of control over them. Now they've kind of gone buck wild on us. I like the feel of these cars. This one with the 331 and that one with the 373. Both different styles of driving. Thanks for watching.